So today I'm going to show you how to use AI for your interviews, specifically for the MBA interviews, but even if you're going for job interviews or any other kind of interview, you can tweak the prompt a little and use it to your advantage. I'm going to show you a live demonstration of using AI as my mock interviewer, and I really think it has gone to the next level. And other people, aspirants, are making use of these resources. So if you don't adapt to it, if you don't use AI for your preparation, definitely you will fall behind. And there is something about a real human taking your mock interviews for sure, but AI can give you infinite mock practice, and that too you don't have to pay for every mock interview, and it will be a very close to human experience. And if that can happen, definitely you can go for infinite practice so much that you are very well prepared for your interviews. So let's start this. So what I'll do is there's a particular prompt that I've prepared especially for the IIM interviews, and you can just go and copy it from the description or the comment as well. Just go to your ChatGPT app and paste it. And after that, what you need to do also is, I think it is available only in the paid version. If you have ChatGPT Go, you can just try if it's available in the free version. But if you are going to appear for any of the interviews, I would suggest you can buy this premium version as well. Just for 1 month you can buy it and then later discontinue, but it can really give you great practice. So just go to the ChatGPT app, just paste this prompt, and once you paste this prompt, what will happen is there is a voice button. Okay, there's a voice command button. You can just start with interacting with ChatGPT over voice chat, because only then you will be able to improve. And I would suggest you, whenever you are doing this, just try to record yourself in front of the camera, because that will also tell you later that what were the fumbles that you did, what was your expression like, and try to speak on the camera, try to answer on the camera itself. Okay, let's start this. And whatever things I'm telling you, don't look into my answers. Specifically, look into the quality of deep dive that ChatGPT is doing, because I will try to keep my answers very short, try to project myself as the 2018 Anant who was going for IIM interviews. Okay, so let's start this, but I'll keep my answers short, intentionally short. Okay, that's not the real answer that I should be giving. So I'm Anand Chajar. I'm a chemical engineer, graduated from Jadavpur University in Kolkata. Post that, I've been working as a decision analytics associate in CS Associates, where primarily my work revolves around deep diving into patient level data, hospital level data, to understand the strategic recommendations that I can take on behalf of the pharmaceutical clients.
So you're making strategic recommendations for clients. What's one example where your recommendation actually failed? What went wrong and how much did it cost?
Okay, so as soon because I talked something about strategic recommendations, it is asking me about strategic recommendations here. The idea is that I will not typically answer anything concretely here. Definitely, I'm not going to answer. I don't even remember the projects that I did, but definitely I make up some stories and let's see how good it deep dives into some of them. And intentionally, I will try not to answer some of the questions, so that I want I want ChatGPT to grill me. So actually, there has not been a project where it has failed, because most of our work revolved around making recommendations to the client, but we haven't seen it end to end as to take it to complete execution, such that we can see the impact of it or see the results of it. Yes, we have made strategic recommendations, but most of them are still in the implementation phase, especially the last project that I worked on, where we had to make very strong strategic recommendations, but those are still in the implementation phase, so we haven't actually seen the results.
So you've never witnessed the end result of your own advice. Why should I trust your strategic judgment if you haven't actually seen its impact?
And actually, it's great. Okay, so it is actually because I told him that no, I have never seen an end result, and I wanted this kind of an answer. I wanted this kind of a question, especially because I'm pretty sure if I had answered this way to an IM panel, definitely it would have asked me this kind of a question. So, specifically speaking about the experience, and that's also why MBA is important for me, because most of the work that I do revolves around analytics, deep diving into patient level data, hospital data, as I said, and drawing recommendations from that data. However, as far as the strategic part is concerned, definitely there are seniors in our firm who are involved in it, but it's also a lot of these things come from the client side, and that is why I want to move towards more management and strategic consulting, where it's actually us who is recommending to the client rather than we presenting the insights from data and then the client taking the strategic recommendations call. So that's also one of the reasons that I want to move into management and strategy consulting.
All right, you want to move into strategy. Fine. But what specific strategic decision would you make differently than your seniors if you were in charge based on your last project? And give me a number. What's the expected value of that change?
It's sorry, it's difficult. Honestly, it's
Take a
difficult.
second to gather your thoughts. These kinds of tough questions are exactly why you're practicing.
Okay,
If you want,
so
we can run
whenever
another
you are
scenario,
speaking, just
or we
mute
can
that.
break
Okay,
down your
whenever you are
past
speaking,
projects
just
more in
mute
detail.
that. Otherwise, it will
Just
give
let
you a
me know.
whole gyan. But still, let's go ahead with this. So, what I was saying to you is, uh, it definitely asks you difficult questions. Somewhere along the line, I believe it will keep pushing you. While I've already mentioned that, okay, there's no strategic recommendation that I did, but it's still asking me, okay, what you would have done differently. Yes, a kind of a grilling. So that's why I always say master CV. Your master CV should be really, really good, because you need to know your story. What projects have you worked on? What exactly was your impact? Where it could have failed? What you could have done differently? If you have attended any of my interview sessions, I have told you the first thing that you should do is prepare for your master CV, where you are writing each and every aspect of your life very, very carefully. And if you know each and every aspect of that story, it will be very easy for you. Obviously, I've forgotten a lot of things today about my projects, and whatever projects that I'm going to tell you about it, definitely I could not have spoken on camera, and anyway I've forgotten as well. So whatever I'm speaking is purely imaginary, just made on the spot. Okay, so that's why I can just say anything. But if you have worked on certain projects, please make sure you're writing each and every aspect of it, so that you can be very well prepared for any kind of story that you have to weave during the interview. Let's answer this. So the last project that I worked on was specifically on a drug, on a patient journey analysis, where I had to analyze where the particular patient stopped using our drug, whether it was 16 months, after 17 months, or after 22 months, when they stopped using our drug and either switched to a competitor drug or altogether stopped taking any medication. For example, it is a continuous disease, it is a continuous therapy that they have to be on, but if they have stopped taking after 16 months, we had to analyze reasons. What can be the exact reason that they are switching their therapy or dropping out of the therapy? And once we analyzed that, we realized, we did our complete analysis and we realized the major reason was the drug that we had, that the drug the company had, our specific client had, it had to be taken twice a day, whereas the competitor drug was only once a day. So there was a factor of convenience involved in taking the competitor drugs, and that's why after taking it for 16, 17 months, when the patient improved a little, they thought that it's better that I switch to a more convenient drug which I have to take only once a day, rather than a drug which I have to take twice a day. So the thing that we suggested as a team was making a formulation change in that particular drug, so that it can become more convenient and we can change it to taking it once a day.
So you suggested a formulation change. That's a big call. Did you quantify the financial upside of patient retention or cost of reformulation? What's the actual ROI you projected?
I think it's a great project. Like, you should just put it into any one project. The project that I mentioned, it's a complete imaginary one, okay? And it has really caught me. I suggested a formulation change, so it has really caught me that okay, it's a big call. It can have a lot of cost implications. So you need to understand the cost aspect of it. Have you prepared for it? And any project that I would have, if I had done this project in reality, definitely I would have made some financial calculations and ROI calculations if I'm suggesting an ROI complete for reformulation. So let's start this again. I'll again try to answer something imaginary one. So here by formulation change, I mean I'll just change the concentration of the drug. It's not a complete R&D reformulation that I have to go into. That's why the financial implication will not be that huge. Yes, it has to go through the FDA approvals and everything, but still, the reformulation does not require a complete R&D expense. So yes, in terms of cost, we did an analysis. It's not a massive change in cost. We have to go through the approvals and everything, which will take a bit of a time. So that's definitely something we have to account for. But overall cost implications, we see if we can extend the patient journey from, say, if he's dropping at 16 months, if we can extend it to 25 months as well, we will more or less make up through the costs that we have to incur in changing the concentration. And as I said, the reformulation does not require very does not have very huge financial implication because it's just a concentration change rather than a complete reformulation.
All right, but you're avoiding specifics. How many additional patients would you need to retain to offset that approval timeline? Give me a number. How many months or how many patients to break even?
So it will be somewhere along the lines of 10 to 14 months, depending on the frequency of the drug usage and also the type of drug that they are taking. So 10 to 14 months. If we can extend the timeline of the patient being on our therapy for 10 to 14 months, we will break even. In about 3 to 4 years, we'll break even.
Got it. You're aiming to buy extra months of patient loyalty. Now, if you had to pitch that exact timeline to a skeptical CEO, what's your one-line argument that ensures they'll trust your numbers?
So I think it is going really well. Like each thing that I've said, it is not really taken it at face value because I'm just making it on the spot, right? And I'm really throwing anything to them, and it is actually asking me very relevant question that if now you throw it to a CEO, these numbers 10 to 14 months, will they trust you? Like why exactly would they trust you? So definitely, this is something that requires a lot of thinking. If I really worked on that project, it requires a lot of thinking, right? And I'll just try to answer this, or maybe I can stop here as well. It's completely fine. I think you have got the gist of what I was trying to tell you. One drawback that I saw in ChatGPT while using any of the interviews was after asking a couple of questions, maybe after answering this or two or three other questions, it will stop. It will stop asking me and will tell me, okay, great. But what one thing that you can do there is ask ChatGPT to continue asking questions along the lines. Another thing that you can do is go to another chat, type the entire prompt and give another specific details. For example, here I specifically mentioned only about my job, that I do this in my job, I make strategic recommendations and so on. That's why it started asking me accordingly. You can change the entire prompt to hobby and can mention that one particular hobby that you like to do, and it will start asking you questions. It will pretty well ask you questions around, okay, how does that hobby help you? How will that hobby help you in your MBA program? How will that hobby help you in taking decisions and so on? And specifically, you can just change the prompt, tweak the prompt accordingly, and also give your introduction in a way that it asks you specific questions. In this way, you can practice it infinite number of times and can prepare in a way that you are very well prepared for each and every project, for you are very well prepared for each and every action that you have taken in your life, whether it's academics, whether it's hobbies and so on. At the same time, you can mention each and every project. It will ask you, it will grill you for each and every project, like it is doing for me as well. And I believe it will be a great preparation. If you have still not written down the story aspects of your life, story aspects from each of your projects, chat gpt will make you write that. And that's why you can use this prompt, you can use this for your preparation. So next, apart from practicing mock interviews, you can use AI for your knowledge as well. For example, for MBA interviews, it's very important that you need to have opinion about different current events happening around the world, about different business, economics news that is happening around the world. And for that, what you can do is you can just go to I think Perplexity would be the right platform for this, but you can use Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever you wish to take. But yes, Perplexity, Gemini, you can get both those platforms for free as well. If you have Airtel, I think you can get Perplexity. If you have Geo SIM, then you can use Gemini, and you can just go there and give this prompt that okay, I want to learn more about this particular event. Suppose the Venezuelan president who was taken by the American president, so American troops specifically. So you can just write this event has happened, and there are a few things that I've mentioned, a few prompts that I've mentioned that will help you understand the complete details of the event, just as it can be asked in the MBA interviews. For example, you can ask it, give me a brief summary and details of this event. This is obviously very important. Then you know that exactly what happened. You have this idea, and don't go into the specifics of this. If you just know what has happened, that is more than enough. The MBA interviewer will never ask you the specific as to what was the name of the president, what was the name of the operations, and so on. Even if you don't remember that, it's completely fine. What the interviewer is looking for is, do you have an opinion? Do you know about it? That is, you don't live under the rock. That is important. And second thing is that you have an opinion about the event. You know the implications of it. Okay. So that's going to be the first prompt. Give me a brief summary and details of the event. Next, you can ask, give me your opinion, suggestion as to what is the right thing for XX to be done. For example, here XX can be for India or Narendra Modi to do in this case. What can be the right thing for Trump to do in this case? What can be the right thing for Venezuelan citizens to do in this case? What can be the right thing for our diplomatic actors to do in this thing? Whatever angle you want, you can put it over here, and you can take an opinion from the specific AI tool from that perspective. And I believe this also will be very useful for you. This is exactly the kind of thing that the MBA interviews will be looking for. Apart from that, what you can also do is any past examples or events where I can draw parallel to this event and what exactly happened there. So now this is also very important, makes you look intelligent. If you can draw the parallel of this event to some other event, maybe say capture of Saddam Hussein in Iraq. If you can draw the parallels of another event that had happened in the past to this event, and can talk about the implications that had happened during that event and draw parallels here, it makes you look very, very intelligent. Very few people are able to do that. But if you're studying about any event, I would suggest you definitely use this prompt, because if you can draw a parallel with any of the past events that had happened, it makes you look super intelligent. And it also tells you, it basically teaches you about another event that had happened in the past that you never know how it might come up in the conversation. Okay. And finally, you can definitely put, give me the repercussions of this event and broader impact that it can have on the, maybe the country, on the world, or the world economy, whichever thing, whichever angle you want to know. Okay, the repercussions of this event on the overall world, overall country, or the overall economy. And you can give all of these prompts together. Then what will happen is, once you set this prompt, any event that you're typing, then the particular AI tool will give you everything, that is a brief summary and details about the event, then your suggestion or opinions from a particular actor, and then the past examples that relate to this particular event, and also the repercussions that this event can have on the overall world economy, over on the overall country, and so on. Okay. So if you give this kind of a prompt and for any specific event, it can give you a lot of details, and this is another way that you should start using AI. So if you are preparing for the MBA interviews, please start using AI, because that will definitely help you. And if you want more resources, more repositories that can help you in your preparation knowledge specifically, then you can obviously use our platform MBA Circle. Just go and freely enroll in our GDPI preparation sessions, and you will get a lot of documents there, current affairs, economics, finance, and you can just read those for free and prepare yourself. So I believe with AI, using these resources that we have at MBA Circle, and also some of the free sessions that we are taking, you can join any of the groups. I think most of the sessions we have already taken, but maybe one or two sessions we'll more have at MBA Circle. So you can join the WhatsApp group. We'll inform you about the next session as well. I'll put the link in the description. And with all of these resources, I think you will be very, very well prepared for your MBA interviews. And I think the world has gone really, really easy now, because now you have so many tools at your disposal for absolutely free that can help you prepare. So all the best for your MBA interviews. See you in the next one.